where I couldn't have reached without going through underground tunnels. Gaza is a city older than Christianity, Islam and Judaism. A caravan point of strategic importance from the earliest times, it was constantly involved in the wars between Egypt and Syria and the Mesopotamian powers. Today, amidst the Israeli-Palestinian conflict still on, Gaza is a besieged strip measuring 360 square kilometers. The only way there is through Egypt, so I flew to Cairo first. From Cairo, with an Egyptian taxi driver crossing over the Suez on a bridge named Peace Bridge, we reached the Sinai Peninsula. This is Al Arish, the last stop before the borders. When I reached Rafah, the official borders were closed because there is a blockade on Gaza. So I had to go with the locals to this other area where the houses have hidden rooms leading to the underground tunnels. It is somehow like a bus stop moment. This man is a Tunisian on his way inside too to stand in solidarity with the people of Gaza. As we emotionally wait, the colleagues who work in Gaza radio stations were able to get me a permit, and I was allowed in the tunnel. It is a 4-minute walk with the dangers of death any moment. Israel could bomb us here, or simply the tunnel might collapse. Why the tunnels? Because ever since Hamas Islamic Resistance was elected and given control over Gaza, Hamas's victory prompted sanctions by Israel, the United States, and the European Union, each of which had placed the organization on its official list of terrorist groups. A series of sanctions that included power cuts, heavily restricted imports, and border closures. These tunnels to Egypt remain the source of food, fuel, medicine, electronics, weapons, and obviously, people. Inside Gaza, the only self-governed Palestinian piece of land, we get to have a closer look on what Hamas is and how it governs. I interviewed fighters, secular and Islamic, activists, feminists, musicians, opinionated college students, and politicians. I found out that Gaza people are not all so happy about the Islamic Hamas's government, but when under war, there's no luxury to oppose the armed group defending you, some said. I found out that there is an Orthodox church and around 1,500 Christians living here. I found that they use the Israeli currency and export agricultural products. Regardless of the high levels of poverty and overpopulation here, some of the politicians managed to make millions of dollars. I discovered the Qatari flags on the boats of the fishermen, the Turkish statue at the besieged port, the Iranian flag at the checkpoint between Gaza and the Israeli troops. I discovered that Hamas is the link between Iran and Qatar, and that Gaza might be their common ground. I met this man who was injured in the war but kept on fighting, till he later was killed while protesting with a flag, and now is known as one of the bravest martyrs of Gaza. We discovered ancient history in the streets, where every conqueror, crusader, Canaanite, Persian, Arab, Egyptian, Greek, Roman, or Ottoman Empire resided for a period of time. But most importantly, I learned from the man who lived here in this building, Napoleon Bonaparte, that Gaza is the outpost of Africa and the window to Asia. It was back then when he occupied it, and it will always be. Ghadi Francis reporting from Gaza for WION. World is